Magic Tree House, number 13, Vacation under the Volcano. Chapter 1, A Secret Code. Jack reached into his drawer and took out his secret library card. He held the thin piece of wood and ran his finger over its simmering letters M.L. Masked Librarian, he whispered. Jack couldn't believe that he and his sister Annie were finally masked librarians. He wondered if he should pack the secret card to take on vacation. His family was about to leave for a week in the mountains. Just then, Annie stuck her head into Jack's room. "Want to check the woods?" she asked. Every morning, they looked in the Frog Creek woods to see if Mowgli Faye and her magic tree house had returned. "We can't," said Jack. "We are leaving soon." "But what if Morgan's there?" said Annie. "What if she's waiting for us?" Okay," said Jack. "Let's look fast." He grabbed his backpack. He threw in his notebook, his pencil, and his secret library card. Then he followed Annie downstairs. "We'll be back soon," Annie called. "Don't go far," their dad called. "We are leaving in 20 minutes. "Don't worry, we'll be back in 10, said Annie. "Right," thought Jack. 5 minutes to the woods and 5 minutes back. Even if Morgan sent them on an adventure, they would return at exactly the same time they left. Jack and Annie ran out their front door in the bright morning sunshine. They hurried across their lawn and down the street. "I had a nightmare last night," said Annie. What was it?" said Jack. "I dreamed fire were burning," said Annie. "Everything was smoky and dark, and the ground was shaking. Do you think it was a warning?" "No," said Jack. "Nightmare never come true." They left the sidewalk and headed into the Frog Creek woods. The woods were quiet and peaceful. They walked between sunlit trees until they came to the tallest rock in the woods. "Yay!" said Annie. There it was, the magic tree house, and Mowgli Faye was waving from the window. "Hail, master librarians," she said. Jack and Annie bowed playfully. "At your service," said Annie. "Then come on up," said Morgan. They grabbed the rope ladder and started up. When they climbed inside the treehouse, they found Morgan holding a book and a piece of paper. "I have an important mission for you," she said. "Are you ready?" "Yes," they both answered. Jack's heart pounded. Ever since Morgan had made them master librarians, he said, been longing for their first mission. "You know, I collect books for Camelot's library," she said. Jack and Annie nodded. "Well, there have been many great librarians lost in history," said Morgan. "And with them, we have lost many wonderful stories." "That's sad," said Annie. "It is," said Morgan. "But luckily, with the help of the treehouse and you two master librarians, some of those stories can be saved, such as this one." Morgan showed them the piece of paper. There was strange writing on it. "Vir Fortissimus in Mundo." "Is that a secret code?" said Jack. Morgan smiled. "In a way," she said. "Actually, it's the title of the lost story. It's written in Latin, the language of the ancient Romans of Italy." "Ancient Romans?" said Jack. He loved anything to do with ancient Romans. "Yes, This story was in a library in a Roman town. I need you to get it before the library comes lost forever. No problem, said Annie. Do you have your secret library cards? Asked Morgan. Yes, said Jack. Good. Do not lose them. The right people will know what they mean, said Morgan. And as usual, here is a book to help you. Morgan handed Jack a book called Life in Roman Times. The cover showed a Roman town with people wearing tunics and sandals. That looks great, said Jack. And take this, the name of the story I need, said Morgan. She handed the piece of paper to Jack, and he put it in his pack. Remember, said Morgan, your research book will guide you, but remember, in your darkest hour, only the ancient story can save you. But first, you must find it. Jack and Annie nodded. Go now, Morgan said softly, and don't forget what I just told you. Thanks, said Jack. He pointed at the cover of the book on the Roman times. I wish we could go there, he said. The wind started to blow. I almost forgot I'm going to help you blend in. Morgan shouted about the wind. What do you mean? Shouted Jack. Before Morgan could answer, the treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. And faster. Then everything was still, absolutely still. Oh, cool, whispered Annie. Look at us.